Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie Soriano here from Long Island, New York. Just wanted to make sure that I am good here. Do you guys hear me? Okay, just do me a favor and just raise your hand if you can, just to let me know that you are good here. I just want to make sure that the sound is okay and you guys can hear me. Um, do me a favor, guys, and just raise your hand real quick if you can hear me. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay, awesome. Jamie Soriano here from Long Island, New York. Do you guys hear me okay? I was having a little technical difficulty just there, just a second ago. Do you guys hear me okay? Just raise your hand if you can. Just let me know that you guys are good. Fantastic. Awesome. Awesome. Well, do me a favor, guys. I'm going to jump right into the information here. We have a lot of information and we have a very, very short period of time tonight. And I do want to deliver some value for you because if you're on my list, chances are you are in the network marketing space and you're probably trying to figure it out, right? Maybe you're new to the industry. Maybe you've been around for maybe 6 months or 12 months and you haven't got into, much traction or momentum. And really, it's just a couple of carburetor adjustments that you need to make to really get your business off to the next level, right? But before I dig into the information, guys, just do me a favor, okay? Just cut off your phone. We live in a society where there's so many distractions nowadays, right? You got text messages, Facebook, Skype, Instagram, Twitter. I mean, there's so many things, right? And what I want to do is I want to encourage you for the next, 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes or so that we're together, that you give me your undivided attention because I truly believe I can deliver some value for you. Okay. Now let me just share my screen if I can, and that way we can just dig right into the content here. Okay. Awesome. Now you notice here, guys, okay, it says 10 critical keys to building a profitable home business and why most people screw it up. Now, just to give you an idea, okay, I've been around this industry, just to give you a little background on myself, just so we're not total strangers. Been around this industry now for coming on 18 years and, really grew up in this industry. Right out of college, I checked out a briefing, a meeting, okay, and I really didn't understand what was going on, but it was the meeting that actually introduced me to this amazing industry. And at the time, I was a college student. I was working part time at Mount Sinai Hospital, and I really didn't know what I was looking for, but I knew that I didn't want to work for anybody else. Now, some of you guys can relate to that, right? So when I came down to this meeting, again, a lot of the information went right over my head. But one thing that really intrigued me was the fact that I could build a business of my own, right? They talked about overrides. They talked about, you know, being your own boss. They talked about creating your own lifestyle. And that stuff resonated with me at the time because I looked around at everybody around me and everybody around me was broke at the time. And so when I came down to this meeting, even though I didn't understand everything that was going on, the guy in front of the room was talking about creating your own lifestyle, being your own boss, building your own business, overriding, making money when other people do the work. It just blew my mind. And to make a long story short, I got super excited about the opportunity. Now, I'm not going to go into that opportunity. Obviously, that was 18 years ago, but got started in that company. And, I wish I could tell you that I got off to an amazing start, but I really didn't because it took me about 6 months to get my first check. And that check was about $75. Now, I was pretty pumped about that $75 check. Okay. But, looking back now, I had a lot of friends that were saying, well, great, you made $75, but it took you 6 months to make it. That averages out to a little bit over $10 a month. I mean, you're crazy for doing this business, right? And thankfully, I had some good mentors around me, and I had some people that were, telling me, that I could make it in this industry and that I could make it in that business. And I had some people that were, selling me the dream of what can potentially happen. And I got excited, and for some crazy reason, I just kept on going. And I remember, I was at a crossroad where either I was gonna, stop doing the business and continue on and, continue my I was going to continue going back to school, and I was going to go back to my job, or just, kind of suck it up, follow my mentors, and continue building the business. And luckily for me, I chose to keep continuing the business, because about 6 months later, I actually ended up hitting one of the top positions at that company. Now, some of you guys are saying, well, how'd you go from, 6 months hardly making anything to 6 months later hitting one of the top positions in the company? Really, it was a mindset shift that occurred when I actually went to a big event. Okay. Now, some of you guys might know some of the lingo that I'm talking about. Some of you guys, maybe it's new to you. Don't worry about it, because I'm going to cover most of it over the course of the next couple of minutes that you have with me. But really, it was a mindset shift that actually took place, and my belief actually went through the roof when I started to plug into the big events that were going on inside of that company. Right now, there's a big takeaway there. See, understand that if you're going to go out there and be successful in the network marketing space, you need to understand that it's totally directly related to your belief system. And the way you grow your belief system is by plugging into everything that your company has. Now, some of you guys, might be involved with product companies. Some of you guys might be involved with service companies. Every single person on this webinar or watching this via the replay, you're in a different company. I'm in a different company. But just understand that your belief system is going to dictate whether you have success or whether you fail. Okay. So understand, guys, okay, as I go through this, I'm going to talk to you a lot about mindset and belief, and there's a reason why. I wasn't a different person when I went from the first 6 months of my career in network marketing, making nothing, and then the next 6 months hitting one of the top positions in my company. I was the same guy. I dressed the same, I looked the same, I had the same presentation, I had the same tools. I mean, everything about me was the same, but what was different? I started to believe, okay? And I know this sounds really hokey, because some people, they're like, well, Jamie, just give me the nuts and bolts. Give me the scripts. Tell me how to get leads. And all that stuff is important. Don't get me wrong. But if you don't have a paradigm shift in your thinking, right? All of that stuff is not going to help you. So just follow me through this, this presentation, if you will, because I'm going to break down these 10 keys that really has helped me. Okay. And just understand, I'm coming from 18 years of experience. I'm not here to kind of toot my own horn or anything like that, but I just want you to understand that what I'm telling you comes from 18 years of experience. Okay. My first 10 years in this industry, I totally built my business offline, because there really wasn't, a lot going on in the internet. There was no Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, social media. None of that stuff was big back then. So I totally built it the old school way, going out to the mall, meeting people, giving out my business card, doing the home parties. And again, nothing wrong with that. But I actually cut my teeth in this industry doing it that way. And then after about 10 years of doing it that way, now don't get me wrong, I had a lot of success. I actually made 7 figures over the course of my first 10 years in this industry. So it's not like I wasn't having success. But then I started to look at what was going on online, and I said, you know what? If I can just create some more leverage, and I could learn this quote unquote thing called attraction marketing, man, that would just be amazing. Okay. And so that started my journey into the online world. And over the last couple of years, we've been able to build a list of over 40,000 subscribers. I mean, that's nothing major. I mean, there's a lot of people that are, that have lists that are double and triple and quadruple that, right? But we do okay, right? I mean, we get anywhere from 100+ leads every single day. And to me, that's amazing, because again, I grew up in the world where I had to go out. When I first got started in this industry, I had to go out and, literally physically go out and meet people. And there was days where I'd spend 3-4 hours at the mall or something like that, and I would have spoke to maybe 2 or 3 people. And now we get 100 leads a day. Not because I'm so great, it's because I learned some skills, some of which I'm going to talk about tonight. But just understand that it's all about your mindset. Okay. So let me jump into this information here. Okay. I think I just set the tone pretty good. And I think if you understand and you've drill that in your mind that it's all about really developing the right mindset, then I think you're going to receive the information a lot better. Okay. So let's talk about it. Okay. Let's talk about why people, why is it that, people inside of the same company have the same tools, same presentations, same products, but some do extremely well and some fail. Well, let's talk about it. Number one, what successful people do, what successful entrepreneurs do. I don't care if you're in the network marketing space, the traditional business space, if you're in the affiliate marketing space, if you're in the B2B space. Successful people, when they go into business, they start with the right mindset. They start with the right expectations, right? So let's talk about it real quick. Traditional business. What happens in traditional business? When people get started in a traditional business, first and foremost, they typically go out there to the bank, they get a loan for like $1 million or whatever the case might be. And they really don't expect to become profitable until the end of 5 years, right? They understand that their first 5 years is just them kind of breaking even and trying to get a little bit of profit. And they're okay with that, right? They're totally okay with that. They bust their butt knowing that it's going to take them 5 years for them to break even and make a little bit of a profit. But why is it in network marketing, people go out in their first 30, 60, 90 days, if they're not making, $10,000 a month, they think it doesn't work? See, for some reason, people that are attracted to the network marketing space, and again, I guess this is just my opinion or my observation, but a lot of them have this something for nothing mindset. They have this something for nothing mentality. They think that they're going to come into this deal or into this industry with no prior experience, no threat of success in their background whatsoever. And they think they're going to come in and within 90 days, they're going to be making $10,000 a month. And at their job, they're making $2,000 to $3,000 a month. And they've been at their job for like 10 years, right? I mean, it just blows my mind how people have the craziest, wackiest expectation. And I'm telling you, before they even get started, they've already positioned themselves to fail. Before they get started, most people in network marketing, before they even, move one foot, before they even start their business, because they have the wrong expectations, they've already positioned themselves for failure. Isn't that amazing? See, what you need to understand, if you're going to go out there and build a business, now we're talking about network marketing, right? But in any business, you're going to have to go out there and bust your hump for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Now, that doesn't mean you have to starve in those 2, 3, 4, 5 years, because you could, if you have a good compensation plan and good products, you should be able to make some money. But I'm talking about to set yourself up to make, that big income that you see people making inside of your company. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take 2 to 5 years worth of energy and effort and work and a little bit of sacrifice, right? Because guess what? If anybody told you that you can become mega successful in network marketing without a little bit of sacrifice, they weren't being honest, okay? Because there's going to be some sacrifices that you have to make, right? I mean, everything that's worth having, right, you're going to have to sacrifice for, whether that's having a great marriage, having a great family, having a great, being in shape and being fit, all of that stuff it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Like imagine you were 50, 60 pounds overweight, right? And then the next day, you lost 50 or 60 pounds in one day. I mean, you'd be like, there's something wrong with that picture, right? That doesn't make sense. That can't be healthy, right? Well, because to become fit, it takes some time. It doesn't happen overnight if you do it the right way, right? And it's just that way with your business. It's going to take some time. So don't expect to make $10,000 a month overnight. Now, am I saying that it's going to take you 5 years and 10 years and 15 and 20 years to do that? No, I'm not saying that. It all depends on your work ethic. It all depends on, how bad you want to go after it. It all depends on what you're willing to do. Like for me, I started in this industry. I was about 22 years old when I got started in this industry. And by the time I was 24 years old, I was making $10,000 a month. And that was, again, before the internet was even around. Okay. Where we were building our business the old school way. Now with what's going on with social media, you can connect with so many prospects right in front of your computer. And I mean, it blows my mind how great people have it nowadays. But yet and still, people still fail big time. You know why? Because like I said before, they have the wrong expectation. They think they're going to go out there and become, this mega millionaire 30 days from when they got started. And it just doesn't work that way. So understand, guys, I think, I think you get it. but number one, you need to have the right expectations if you're going to go out there and be successful inside of your business, inside of your company, right? Number two, and this is a big one, okay? You need to build your business part-time, right? Build your business part-time. A lot of people say, well, Jamie, I want to go full-time. That is the worst thing to do, unless it's actually costing you money to be at your job, right? If it's costing you money and you're actually losing money because your business is just that big, then yeah, go full time. Okay. But until you're at the point where you're making, at least what you're making at your job or more, like, why would you want to go full time? Right? Guys, there's nothing more stressful than trying to build a network marketing business and coming from a position of desperation and need. If you need to pay your bills and you're out there trying to build your business, guess what? Your prospects can tell that you need them to join. They can tell that you need them to buy. And when people can tell that you need them to join and they buy and you need them to buy, guess what happens? They don't join and they don't buy because you have no posture. See, if you're working at your job, right? Now I know some of you guys are like, man, this sounds weird because I thought network marketing, I can get out of my job. Yeah, eventually, but you never want to do it prematurely. Otherwise, you're going to be in a world of stress, right? Like when I got started in this industry, I didn't go full time for a while. And I remember, being a vice president at my first company, right? And I used to have people, I had an office and I used to have people that were working with me on a part-time basis. And prematurely, they would just quit their job because for some wacky reason, they thought that they quit their job and they're going to be able to make $10,000 a month overnight. And guess what? They would show up at the office at 9 o'clock in the morning and they had nothing to do. They were like looking around. They would just look at me it was just, I'm like, oh my God, it was so stressful for them, right? Not for me. It was stressful for me because I wanted them to win, right? But it was stressful for them because now they had no income. Guys, use your job to fund your business, right? And hopefully, you take this the right way, because if you do not do it the right way, if you don't build your business the right way and you leave your job prematurely and now you're dependent on your income from your business and you don't really have much income yet, you're going to be in a world of stress and you're going to get blown out of the business. You're going to get blown out of the industry. So guys, just understand that it's actually a blessing to be part-time, because guess what? If you're making, $2,000, $3,000 a month part-time, that's an amazing story. But if you're making $2,000 or $3,000 a month full-time, that's a terrible story, right? So stay part-time for as long as you possibly can. And not only, should you use your income from your job to fund your business, but use your workplace as a pool to connect with prospects, right? So guys, just build your business part-time for as long as you possibly can. And again, if it starts costing you money to be there, then you can start considering going full-time, okay? But never underestimate the power of part-time. Jim Rohn used to always talk about the power of part-time. It's an amazing story when you can say, hey, I'm making $2,000 to $3,000 a month part-time. But it sucks. Pardon my French, but it sucks if you're making $2,000 to $3,000 a month full-time and you're under the stress of trying to make a sale or trying to recruit the next person because you just need them to join, because they can tell, right? You have no posture. So build your business part-time. Number three, and I mentioned this a little while ago, but you need to build your belief system, guys. Build your belief system. See, understand that your belief affects your actions, right? Like if you believe something, you're going to act on it, right? Like if you don't believe you can actually go make money in your company, trust me, you're not going to want to do anything. You're not going to want to take action, right? Subconsciously, you're like, it's not worth it. I'm not going to be able to make money anyway. So why bother? Why sacrifice? Why go out to the meeting? Why go out and talk to someone? Why pick up the phone? So if you have poor belief, you're not going to take actions. But if you have the right belief system, then you're going to take the right actions. And when you take the right actions, it leads to the right results. And coincidentally, when you have the results, guess what? It leads to more belief. And it's like a cycle, right? Because when you have more belief, you're going to take more actions, you're going to get more results, more belief, more action, more results. And now you're in this positive, you're in this positive spiral and you're catching momentum. But unless you build your belief system, it's not going to happen. See, beliefs are everything inside of your business. This is why you need to attend everything, local meetings, right? If it's possible, like obviously, if your local meeting is 3 hours away, one way, then you might have a hard time doing that, right? If there's nobody in your company that's having a local meeting, then you might have a hard time. But if you have a local meeting going on inside of your company and it's like half an hour away, plug into it. It's going to build your belief system. It's going to help your mindset. You need to plug into webinars and conference calls, and obviously your national conventions inside of your company. Plug into everything because that's what it's going to do. It's going to build your belief system. See, if you're struggling, you need to check your belief system. Every time you're struggling, okay, chances are it has something to do with your belief system, and you need to work on that. Okay. Number 4, if you want to really stack the deck in your favor, and this kind of piggybacks off of number 3, which is your belief system, but you need to get obsessed with personal development. See, personal development, guys, a lot of people always say, network marketing is really a personal development business with a back-end compensation tied to it. And it's so true, because your income, everything you accomplish inside of your company, inside of your business, it's going to be directly correlated to the amount of personal development that you go through. Now, I know some of you guys are saying, well, I don't need that. I just need to know how to generate leads, right? And I'm not saying that generating leads is not important, because it is. But guess what? People are not going to want to work with you if you have no value, if you're not giving them value. And if you have no value, it's because there's no value gap. And the reason you have no value gap is because you're not personally developing. You're not reading books, listening to audio, listening to CDs. You're not watching DVDs. You're not programming your mind. And guess what? It doesn't even take a lot of time during the day to program your mind, because you can actually do it in your car. Like if you're driving around back and forth, running errands, running to a meeting, picking up your kids, you can have a self-development CD inside of your car, or MP3 or whatever you have. And that 10, 15 minutes, that little drive, right? You're going to be able to program your mind. And guess what? You might have another 10 or 15 minute drive later on during the day. You might have during the course of your day 3 or 4 times where you're driving 10 or 15 minutes. Guess what? You add that up, it's like an hour of personal development that you're working on yourself, working on your mind. See, if you're going to attract leaders, you better make sure you're personally developing, because you're only going to attract your level of leadership. For example, if you're on a scale of 1 to 10, if you're like a 2, there's no way you're going to sponsor a 5. There's no way you're going to sponsor a 10. You're going to sponsor, if you're a 2, you're going to probably sponsor a 2, maybe a 3, but more likely a 2 or a 1 or a 0. If you want to start sponsoring higher quality people like 7, 8, 9, 10, those types of people, you need to become a 7, 8, or 9, or 10, right? And the way you do that is by increasing your value gap by personally developing. So understand, guys, that successful people are programmed differently, and they process information differently, right? I mean, the same thing the same exact thing can happen to someone who's successful, and the same exact thing can happen to someone who's unsuccessful, or programmed to be broke. And guess what? They process that same thing totally differently, don't they? See, how are you processing information? How are you processing information? I'm telling you, it's totally correlated to the amount of personal development that you do, right? See, you need to change the way you think because your way of thinking has gotten you where you are. Wherever you are right now in your business. Now, maybe you have some volume or some momentum going on, great. But if you're stuck, if you don't have any momentum or no traction, or if you don't have anybody on your team, just understand that your way of thinking has gotten you there. And if you continue your way of thinking, it's not going to get you to the next level. If you want to get to the next level, you need to get your thinking to the next level, right? I mean, pretty common sense, pretty elementary, but sometimes you need to hear it. So, guys, just understand that you need to get obsessed with this, right? Number 5, you need to start building a list. And I'm not talking about your friends and family. Sure, just so you know, I encourage people to make a list of their friends and family. But the list that I'm talking about here is a database. It's emails, right? If you're going to especially if you're going to build a business online, use of highly targeted subscribers. So you need to start building a list. Your homework tonight over the next 24 hours, if you don't already, is to pick up an autoresponder. If you don't know where to pick up an autoresponder, just message me afterwards and I'll shoot you a link of where you can get an autoresponder. But you need to have an autoresponder. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to build a list. You're not gonna be able to build a database of highly targeted emails, subscribers, right? See, having a list allows you to drip on your prospects little by little over time. See, most people, the reason why they struggle in network marketing is they throw up and vomit all over their prospects, right? I mean, they just have they just want to throw everything in the kitchen sink at their prospect because they think by doing that it's going to make them join the business. When in reality, it's just turning them off. See, if you can drip on your prospects little by little and expose them 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times over the course of, a few days or a few weeks, that'll be more effective. But see, you cannot do that unless you have a list, an autoresponder, right? A database. See, having a database, for me, I can send an email out to my list every day if I wanted to. Now, yes, some of them are going to unsubscribe, but guess what? That doesn't matter to me. If people unsubscribe from my list, it's not a big deal. Because I'm looking for the prospects that have an interest that I'm dripping on little by little. And sooner or later, they're going to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm interested. I want to join. I want to buy. Right. So you want to be able to do that, but you're only going to be able to do that if you have a list. See, having a list allows you to get people on a presentation anytime you feel like it. Right. Like if you wanted to do a presentation, let's say tomorrow, right? If you wanted to do a presentation at like 12 o'clock noon, guess what? If you have a list of, 500 people, you can actually get on an email, send them an email at like 11:30 and say, hey, I'm doing a call at 12 o'clock noon, jump on. Now, guess what? Not if you have a list of 500 people, not all 500 people are going to get on. Of course not. But you can get maybe 5 to 10 people on. And that was just like half an hour before you wanted to do a call. And now you have 5 to 10 people on a call and you're doing a presentation of whatever business that you're in. See, there's power in being able to do that. So you can have a presentation anytime you want. You want to do a webinar? Well, go email your list and you'll have 10 people on a webinar, right? Right? See, isn't that powerful? So you want to start building a list, right? I mean, last week we did a whole 90-minute webinar on how to build a list. If you weren't on that webinar, that's okay. Shoot me a message. I'll shoot you the replay. And you can watch that where I go over for 90 minutes from A through Z, basically, how to build a list, how to get leads, where to find those leads, how do you attract people, what do you say? It's all in that 90-minute webinar. You can check that out. But understand, guys, if you're going to go out there and build a business, especially online, you need to build a list. Okay. Number 6. Now, this is a little bit more advanced, okay, but stay with me here. This is an advanced concept, but it's something that you definitely want to leverage, again, especially if you're building your business online. Like, I wouldn't even consider building my business online and not leveraging affiliate marketing, because I'm just leaving too much money on the table. See, understand that 90% of your list of your prospects will not join your MLM business. They just won't. Not because they're bad or not because your company's not good. It's just, that's just the numbers. You just have to accept that. That's the nature of the beast, right? Most people are online. They're not looking for a home-based business. They're looking for ways to make their home-based business work. They already have a home-based business. They don't need another one. And if you're just trying to shove your business down their throat, it's not going to work. Just understand that only 10% are going to join. Well, what do you do with the 90% who don't join? Do you just let them fall through the cracks? No, of course not. You want to monetize your entire database, right? I mean, that's just business 101. I mean, you want to monetize everything you do, especially if you're doing like paid traffic and stuff like that. You definitely want to monetize. So what do? You have to market relevant affiliate programs to them so that you can still profit from people that don't join your business. See, doing so allows you to stay profitable and gives you the working capital you need to stay in business long enough to build a business. See, understand that even though you're not building a brick and mortar traditional business, you still have to have working capital, don't you? I mean, if you're building a network marketing business, guess what? You still got to spend anywhere from $100 to $200 a month on auto ship. You still got to spend, anywhere from $10 to $50 to $70 to $100 on your website. If you're doing paid traffic and doing Facebook ads and solo ads and YouTube pay-per-click and whatever, you're still you're gonna have to pay for your advertising. If you're plugging into your local meeting, right, your weekly meeting for your network marketing business, and there's like a $10 due or something like that, you got to pay for that. There's gas, there's parking. If you're meeting with people at coffee shops, you got to buy coffee. Chances are you have to buy them a cup of coffee, right? There's working capital that needs to be spent inside of your business. But see, one of the reasons why people get blown out of the industry is because that working capital comes right out of their commissions. It comes right out of their savings, right? So what happens is most people, they're backwards. They're spending way more than they're actually making. And it doesn't take a genius to understand that if you're spending way more than you're actually making, and you do that over the course of 6 months to a year, you're going to be out of business. You're going to be in debt, right? See, leveraging affiliate marketing, when you leverage affiliate marketing and you promote relevant, that's the key word, right? Relevant affiliate programs to people on your list, even if they don't join, guess what? Now you could take those affiliate commissions from people that weren't even going to join your business anyway, and now you can use it to fund your business. You can pay for your auto ship. You can pay for your websites. You can pay for traffic. You can pay for, your gas. You can pay for your travel expenses if you need to fly out and do events or plug into, national conventions or what have you, right? Now you're actually funding your business from your affiliate commissions that you're making from people that are not even joining your business. Isn't that pretty cool? Right? See, most people, they don't do this. And that's why they overspend themselves out of business. Right? If you're going to market online, you better be leveraging affiliate marketing. Like there's no way that I'd be in business if I wasn't leveraging affiliate marketing. So guys, just understand that even though this is an advanced concept, you should be looking into this. And if you don't have an affiliate marketing, an affiliate program or an affiliate tool that you have to market your list, then, the one that I use, is My Lead System Pro. And I'll give you that link later on, but it's a great affiliate program that you can share with people because it gives them exactly what they're looking for: a way to market online, a way to learn how to generate leads. Okay. So I'm not going to say any more than that, but just understand, guys, that if you want to go out there and, play like the big marketers, you need to leverage affiliate marketing. Number 7, you need to approach your warm market the right way, right? Now, even though you're going to build a database based on marketing, I told you, I just mentioned a little while ago that I still believe that you should put together a list of your friends and family, but you need to approach them the right way. You need to approach your warm market the proper way. And here's the hard truth, right? And they'll never tell you this inside of your company, right? But I'll tell you, 99% of your friends and family will not join your business. I'm talking at least right away, right? And you might have some people who'll join later once they see you having success, and that's fine. But if you're getting started and you're putting a list of people together and you're going out there and you're talking to your friends and family, 99% of them will not join your business. Again, it doesn't make them bad people, and it's not a shot against you. It's just the way it is, right? 99% of them will not join your business. Number one, a big part of it is because they look at you not like a business person, right? I mean, there's no edification there. There a lot of times they're thinking in their mind, well, what do you know about business, right? I mean, I just saw you at the New Year's Eve party with the lampshade on your head, right in the corner. I mean, and now you're talking to me about business, right? Right. So again, it's nothing. It's not a shot at your friends and family, and it's certainly not a shot at you. But you have to accept the fact that most of them will not join your business. So approach them and ask them to try the products, and don't go for the jugular right out of the gate, right? Say, look, hey, Joe, I know you're not going to be interested. This is probably not going to be for you. But look, I think you're going to like these products. I think these products will really help you. Take a look at these products and just approach them from the perspective of, hey, just try out these products, right? And get them as customers early on. See, the best recruits, the best reps are always going to be customers first, right? See, when you have a rep that's a customer, that's been a customer for a couple of months, that they believe in the product. Otherwise, they wouldn't be a customer, right? That they're going to keep their auto ship. That they're going to keep their monthly subscription. Why? Because even before they became a distributor or a rep, they already were doing it for a couple of months. So don't think that you're not going to eventually get them to become reps. And maybe later they might, maybe they won't. But approach your warm market from the perspective of, hey, look, I don't care if you join or not. I really don't. I don't care if you join or not. As a matter of fact, this is probably not for you. But hey, I really think you're going to find some value in these products. Check them out. And then you can drip on them later, right? Once they get into the products and they actually like the products, then you might want to, take it a step further. But if you go for the jugular right out of the gate with your friends, and I'm telling you, it's gonna blow up in your face, because again, 99% of your friends and family will not join your business. Now, guess what? Are there exceptions to the rule? Yeah, absolutely. But you never make the exception to the rule, right? I mean, in 18 years that I've been in this industry, I could probably think of one or two people that went out there and got their friends and family to join their business, and they actually had some success with it. Everyone else, it didn't work that way, right? So yeah, there are exceptions to the rule, and maybe you might be an exception to the rule, but you never want to make the exception to the rule, right? So guys, just approach your warm market the right way. It's okay if they don't join, right? It's okay. Don't take it personal. It's not the end of the world, right? Like some of you guys, you approach your family and friends, they didn't get involved, or matter of fact, not only did they not get involved, but they put you down, right? They put the company down, and they said, man, that's never going to work, right? And guess what? You got real discouraged, right? Maybe for the next 3 or 4 days, you were second guessing whether or not this can work for you, not knowing that is the way it happens for 99% of everyone inside of network marketing, even the big leaders. A lot of them, their friends and family didn't join. So it's okay. Don't worry about it, right? Because you're going to go out and build a database anyway. You're going to learn how to market and generate leads anyway. So it's not the end of the world. Just get them as customers. Okay. Number 8, you want to build You Inc. And this is major right here. Okay. This is huge right here. You want to build your brand. You want to become the leader. So you need to work on yourself. Work on yourself and become the leader / presenter as soon as possible. See, the question I want to ask you is, who's the presenter inside of your company? Whenever there's a meeting, are you the presenter or someone else the presenter? Now think about this for a second. If someone else is you think about that person who's the presenter. Now, who makes more money, you or them? Probably them, right? Why? Because the presenters always make the most money. The leaders always make the most money. So what does that tell you? You need to be a leader. You need to be a presenter, as soon as possible. Okay. Now you might say, well, Jim, I really don't know what to do. Point and read, right? For some of you guys, you have a flip chart presentation or a 1-page document that you can sit down with somebody, point and read. Some of you guys might have a DVD inside your company, plug it in and press play and then smile at them as they watch it. You're the presenter. You're the one presenting the business to them. It's not that difficult. What makes it difficult is you make it this big thing in your mind when in reality it's nothing major, right? See, understand that you have to build You Inc. and become the leader, because people don't join companies, they join you. They don't join companies, they join you. See, for me, I've never sponsored anybody into a network marketing company. Now, I've sponsored thousands of people. Over the course of my career, I've sponsored thousands of people, thousands of affiliates, thousands of people, but I've never recruited them into a company. I recruited them to me, right? It was like, hey, you work with me. If you work with me, this is what's going to happen. Work with me and this is what's going to happen, right? It was never like, hey, join this company, join this product. Now, thankfully, I've been able to market and represent good products and good companies over the course of my career, but I never recruited them to a company. I always recruited them to me. See, the question is, are you recruiting people to you? You need to provide value to the marketplace and brand yourself. See, companies come and go, but your brand is what stays with you forever, right? When you have a brand, guess what? You can go anywhere and be successful. You go anywhere, right? Like I had a friend of mine. I have a really, a good friend of mine who is a great leader, been around the industry for over 10 years, really did well, made a lot of money, but he went and he branded himself, not the company he was with. And so last month when his company, got shut down, right? And some of you guys might have heard of, Vima being shut down, right? Guess what? He transitioned somewhere else. And guess what? He didn't have any problem getting off to a fast start and people wanting to join him. Why? Because it was never about his company. It was always about him. He was branding himself. See, the question is, are you branding yourself? Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be proud of your company's products. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be proud of your company. I'm just saying, you have to learn how to brand yourself, right? And again, I could talk about that for an hour, which I won't, obviously, because lack of time. But just understand, if you're not building You Inc., you're wasting your time, okay? Number 9, you need to prospect daily. You need to prospect daily. And the cool thing about it is if you're out there giving value to the marketplace, right? If you're marketing online, a lot of your prospecting is going to happen by default. It's going to be passive prospecting, right? Like I get leads all the time because I have videos out, I have blog posts out, I have articles out, I'm on social media. So, even if I never flip on my computer for a day, like if a day goes by where I don't pick up the phone or flip on the computer, I still get 60, 70, 80, 100 leads. Because my prospecting has now become passive because I have so much content on the internet. Now, it didn't happen like that overnight. It happened over time, and it's going to happen like that over time for you. But you need to be growing your database every single day, right? Whether you're online, whether you're offline, grow your database. Because if you don't have a database, if you don't have new prospects, if you don't have, if you're not adding people onto your list on a daily basis, you're going to eventually go out of business. See, having New names, new emails in your database every single day means you're growing your inventory. And a business that has a lot of inventory is always going to succeed, right? A business that's like short on inventory is going to go out of business at some point. So you need to prospect daily. You need to become a marketer. And again, as you market online, on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever, the idea is not to say, hey, join me, and kind of become this spammer. It's about building relationships and really connecting with people, right? Building real connections. Because like I said before, people don't join or buy from people they don't like or trust. So you need to build a friendship first. You need to build trust first. And when you do that, you're never going to run out of people too that are going to be buying and joining your stuff. It's amazing how that works. But it's a long-term thinking though, right? Like for me, like if I'm going to do this, if I'm here for the long haul anyway, I don't mind that I need to, kind of build a relationship with somebody, right? I don't mind that I'm going to, over the course of a couple of weeks or a couple months, build a relationship with somebody because I'm here for the long haul. And guess what? Sometimes I build a relationship with somebody and they never join my business and they never buy from me. But guess what? I still made a friend, right? See, if you learn how to make friends and you just treat people good, you're always going to have a big list because you're always going to have people that like you and trust you, right? Like I know people, I know people who never joined my business, but I got on the phone with them. I talked to them. I gave them my time. And they're like, man, you're just a great guy. That maybe they never joined my business because the timing wasn't right. Maybe they had other things that were going on. But they're like, when my name comes up, they're like, he's a good guy. He's a solid leader. Because I never tried to pitch him into my deal. I never tried to high pressure them into my deal. I genuinely wanted to just be friends with them and, build a real connection. See, as you prospect on a daily basis, just ask yourself, are you building real relationships? Because if you are, you're never going to run out of people, right? You're never going to run out of people. Number 10, and this is actually the last one, and this is kind of elementary and basic, right? But I got to say it, is don't quit. Don't quit, right? This is big right here. Write this down if you're taking notes. Longevity. Obviously, if you don't quit, you'll have longevity, right? If you quit, then you're not going to have longevity. But longevity equals credibility. See, your friends and family, a lot of them are just seeing whether or not you stick around because they've seen you quit on things in the past. They've seen you quit on, after 2 or 3 months, move on to something else. They've seen you do that 5, 6, 7 times. So they're looking at you and you don't have credibility with them. So they're watching you. See, just stick it out because understand longevity equals credibility. And when you have credibility, that equals trust. And when you have trust with a lot of people, there's no way you're not going to be able to build a big business, assuming you have a good product and a good company that you're representing, right? When a lot of people trust you, you're going to be able to build a big business. Make a real decision that you'll build a long-term business over the next 3 to 5 years. Make a decision, okay? Just make a decision that, you know what? I'm going to go out there and do it. I'm going to build it for the next 3 to 5 years. I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to go build this thing and get to the top of my deal, get to the top of my company. Because it all starts with the decision, right? Think about the potential. This is big right here. Think about the potential. See, some of you guys are like, well, man, I just, for me to go out there and, build a team of 1,000 people, it's just, I don't know if I can do it. I'm struggling, right? Do you understand that you don't have to go out there and get the 1,000 people? See, what you should be excited about is the fact that you don't have to personally go out there and get all 1,000 of those people. What if you brought in one guy or one gal that had an enormous amount of credibility, had a great work ethic? They saw this thing. They saw the big picture. They saw the potential. And they went out there and brought 1,000 people over the course of time. Guess what? Those 1,000 people are on your team, right? Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen for you, okay? But it can, right? The potential is there. That's how this industry works. So don't, don't psych yourself out just thinking about, oh my God, to get to the top of my company, I need thousands of people. Yeah, you do, but you don't got to get those thousands. You need a few people who'll get a few, who'll get a few, who'll get a few. Some leaders are going to pop up on their own. Those people are going to go out there and explode the business. And before you know it, you'll have 1,000 people. But remember, you didn't have to get those 1,000. That should sell you the dream right there. Okay. But guess what? You're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna have the potential to do that if you quit. Okay. And remember what's at stake. Remember what's at stake. See, I was reading a quote earlier on today that said, if you ever feel like quitting, just remember why you started. Right? Why are you building your business? Why are you in this industry? What are you trying to accomplish? Because if you have that why, in your mind, you're never going to quit. Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be days where you're going to feel like quitting, right? Because I'm not going to sugarcoat it, right? It's not always going to be, there's going to be days where things don't go your way. There's going to be days where everything you touch turns to crap. That's just the way it is. And you're going to want to quit, but you're not gonna, because you're going to remember what's at stake, right? So guys, just understand, guys, that, being a success in this industry, I'm not saying it's easy, because there's nothing easy, right? Anything worth doing is not easy, but it's simple. It's simple. And you just have to develop the right habits, the right mindset, work with the right mentors, hook up with the right people that are going to coach you through the process, and you can become successful, right? Now, am I saying that just because you work on your mindset, you should forget about, learning how to get leads? And no, of course not. You should learn all that stuff, but all of that stuff is not going to help you if you have a losing mindset, right? You have to have everything I talked about today. You have to have the right expectations, the right belief system, all of that. If you do, you're going to stack the deck in your favor, because most people in this industry, I'm just going to let you know right out of the gate. Most people in this industry, they don't have the right mindset. They don't have the right expectations. They lose by default. So if you want to position yourself ahead of 97% of the people right out of the gate, just develop the right mindset, because most people won't. Like, I know there's people on this webinar right now or watching this replay that are like, oh man, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to work on this. Guarantee you next 6 months, they'll be out of the industry, because I've been here for 18 years. I've seen, flash in the pan type people come in and, just have some success in their, first 30, 60, 90 days, but they never worked on themselves, and it always fizzled out, and they ended up quitting the business. So again, just work on yourself. It's a major, major thing. Okay. So guys, here's the deal. Okay. As you can tell, number one, I'm excited. I wanted to give you value. Okay. Value. I've been sniffling and coughing and sneezing behind the scenes over here because I'm sick as a dog. Okay. But I wanted to give you some value, because I know there's people on my list, and I know there's people in the marketplace in general that are just hungry for information. And I wanted to deliver for you tonight. Okay. Every Tuesday, just so you know, we do a live webinar. Now, again, the last webinar we did, it was on lead generation. The webinar before that was also on lead generation. So literally the last two webinars were on lead generation. Tonight's obviously was on mindset, the way you think, which is a major, major part of your success. But every Tuesday night, we're going to have a different topic, and we're going to do a live hangout, a live webinar, where we're going to kind of coach you through the process, right? You might have, I don't know what company you're in, but again, it's all the same. It really is. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what product you're promoting. It's all about learning how to develop yourself, work with people, train people, duplicate people. It's all the same. So whatever I talk about is going to be generic, but I promise you it's going to help you. Okay. So remember I said that if you wanted to learn about affiliate marketing and how you can leverage affiliate marketing so that you can profit off the 90% that don't join your business, here's what I want you to do. Go to my website, recruitwithease.net. Okay, you see the link right there. Go to my website. Check out that program. Okay, that's the program, My Lead System Pro. That's the program that I use. Now, it's not my primary business. Obviously, I actually have a primary network marketing company. But again, I promote that on the back end because I know only 10% are going to join my primary network marketing company. What I promote on the front end, which is appealing to the 90% that aren't interested in my network marketing company, is My Lead System Pro. And if you want to check that out, go to recruitwiththese.net. When I first started online, that's actually where I got my start and where I learned how to generate leads. I was generating no leads whatsoever. And because of the things that I learned inside of My Lead System Pro, I've been able to generate over 40,000 leads. And I've been able to sponsor thousands of affiliates, thousands of distributors because I have a huge database. Now, there was a point in time where I had zero database, okay? I had to start somewhere, just like you might have to start somewhere. But if you want to start where I started, go to recruitwiththese.net, check that out, and see if it's something that you can use. See if it's something that you want to, leverage. It has a really good affiliate program tied to it. But aside from that, even if you don't want to promote it, just the tools, the lead capture pages, the plug and play blog that they have built into it. I mean, all of that is, stuff you're going to need anyway. So that's just pretty cool. So hopefully you got some value from this webinar, this hangout. Okay. I'm actually going to wrap it up because, I've been going on for about an hour now. If you have any questions, hit me up on Facebook. That is probably the best way to catch me. Okay. I'm always on Messenger. Connect with me on Facebook. Shoot me a message there. And I'll see you on the next webinar. Have a great night, guys. Jamie Soriano from Long Island, New York. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.